Today, I am going to walk you through my facial dry brushing routine. It's pretty simple, y'all. I do this first thing in the morning when I wake up. I keep my little handy facial dry brush right beside my bed, so often I will do this even before I get out of bed. It's addictive. I do dry brushing on my naked face, which means first thing in the morning before I get up, same thing with my body. The differences that I notice between the dry brushing and the gua sha that I do later in the morning is I feel the dry brushing is very stimulating. The gua sha is much more relaxing. The dry brushing technique that I use is in mostly downward motions, and this is to facilitate lymph drainage. I have a much stronger flush in my skin from dry brushing than I do from gua sha, although both cause that blood flow to come into my skin, and you will see that happen when I go through this routine. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you the technique that I've started incorporating with my dry brush to help get rid of this last little bit of neck that I still have hanging on. So let's get started. Before I do my dry brushing, I like to put my hair up so that it doesn't get tangled up and interfere with my dry brushing. Also, this is lymphatic flow and drainage that we're supporting, so I usually pump this area right underneath my collarbones about 10 times before I get started. Here I'm just pulling that dry brush along my jawline and facilitating the drainage down my neck to that lymph spot that we just pumped. And now I'm just simply going on my neckline, brushing down. I will do a couple of swipes on my neck because that's an area that I'm really trying to promote collagen regeneration or stimulate collagen growth. Again, I'm doing the lymph drainage on this side, following down my neck to that lymph node area. I'm already beginning to see a flush on my skin. This is a softer brush. I really enjoy the feeling in the morning. It's quite stimulating. Now, what I'm going to do is go down along my jawline and then up here underneath my eye. I like to get those folds along my nose and my mouth, the smile lines. You can really work into that area with this small dry brush. This stimulates a lot of drainage for me, so I kind of work with, if I've got more drainage on one side, you might see me work a little bit more on one side than the other, and I will make some deep swallows as this drainage flows. I also have a lot of upper lip lines, and this is an area that I can work on with this small brush. I do brush my nose because, well, we have blackheads that formulate in that area, or at least I do, and I really want to slough off any of that dead skin and help get that area clean. I am working my forehead, and I do have some pretty deep lines in this area. So this is an area I will focus on as well. I was up at the top of my head, and now you'll see I'm working back down, facilitating that drainage, making sure I get those lip lines. There's really not a lot of rhyme or reason when I do my dry brushing. It just feels so good. Your face and your skin will let you know at what pressure you need to go and how long. I have recently started putting in a few neck and fascia exercise moves during my dry brushing routine. You can do these moves while you're dry brushing as well as afterwards. it just adds about a minute onto the routine. So I'm gonna show you the moves. Goodness gracious, I hope my grandkids don't see this because they would be scared to death at the faces I'm about to make. So here goes, just for you guys. I call this move the scream. Basically, you just open your mouth really wide and act like you're screaming. You definitely want to push that chin down, yes, and really open wide. You can do this between 5 and 10 times. You make a frown and then you pull that frown backwards. I lean back and I just push that underbite and my chin up. I did warn you, they were some pretty scary faces.